Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Grill and Bar and Maeve's Bar Sligo.
Give me 1 sec now, because you're fucking...
Take a little sucky out of that now. I didn't bring you a beer. Just brought myself one. It means I'm not upsetting Brendan by not having one for him.
Well, you could just not have one for yourself either then. You could just have none of us drinking it.
No, I think you'll find that I need one.
Does every civil servant drink throughout the day?
Yes. Sometimes twice.
Because every time you come in here on a Monday, people don't realise this, obviously, because we've never got a complaint about it. Ray is out of it.
I'm an alcoholic.
And he's every day.
I'd like to have a beer with an ice cream sometimes at lunch.
As in put the ice cream in the beer?
No, just have a little cookie dough ice cream from Ben and Jerry.
And a pint of vodka.
Maybe a little bottle of Peroni.
little pint of Smirnoff, not vodka.
Yeah.
Ray's not an alcoholic, guys. Don't make jokes about that. It's not right. We're talking about whether it's right to make jokes or not, because we started discussing something before the podcast started.
What was that, Mark?
And I said, Ray, we better not talk about it. And you were like, shut up, Mark, because he was drunk.
Yeah.
And he was abused. He slapped the head of me.
The Patreon.
Yeah, we're all about the Patreon. Should you bother your arse supporting people on patreon.com/Kendy Raybo podcast? Should you bother your arse paying $2?
No, that wasn't what the joke was for.
No.
If in fairness, if we had recorded the joke, that would have been good for Patreon. That could have been that extra value added stuff that we could let out to people for a fee.
So the perfect way to start is to say, we're only messing.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk now about something that we don't know anything about. And when we say something, I promise you, we're only messing.
Yeah, probably best not to say it. But anyway, sure, look it.
So Russell's brand is on the way down, apparently.
He is.
And what I mean that literally. Russell's brand is on the way down.
As they call it, he's been Joe Savilled.
He's been Jimmy. He's been Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Russell got jimmied.
That's what they're doing to him.
That's the joke, you see. Yeah. That's where we're messing. We obviously realise that there is very sensitive. There's a very sensitive topic and a serious topic, but we'll make light of it because, unfortunately, when you're not that involved in it, it's hard not to make light of it because it's hard to have the empathy or the sympathy. And also when you don't know the truth either, Ray.
No.
And truth is very important in this world too.
It is funny the way it all plays out before ever there's an old court of law at all.
Well, that's the problem nowadays, Ray, that you might say. Whether you agree with it or not now is another question altogether. Is that there's supposed to be the premise of innocent until proven guilty.
You see, I thought a 4-year joint investigation between Channel 4 and the Sunday Times might not be the best approach. Would you not just go to the guards and let them do the 4-year investigation and then they decide to whether or not they can bring criminal proceedings and then you can put it on telly?
Yeah, so that's the problem, you see. When they say that when you're on the jury's duty?
Yes.
They say, you better not be listening to anything to do with this case now.
No, could you
the case has been played out on Channel 4.
Yeah, it has.
Before it's even a case.
Yeah.
Because you know what I heard on the radio today? Apparently the guards have got involved now. Too late. Too late. It's too late,
Yeah.
And they're not the guards. They're not the guards, obviously. They're called something else abroad.
I wonder, could they do something in Sligo along the lines of that? Like the champion on a Monday. Does the champion come out on a Monday, Brendan? Wednesday.
The champion comes out on the Wednesday.
Champion comes out as local paper here in Sligo. Big front splash across front page. Mark Kennedy seen drink driving.
No, let's make it something
maybe
realistic.
It's me, civil servant Ray, left the house.
Seen digging up a pitch in Mayo. Because he hates football so much and he's all this pent resentment.
And he was drink driving at the same time.
He drank drive through the pitch. That's what dug it up.
And then all of a sudden I lose the job.
Yeah.
And I'm banished from Mayo.
Yeah, and the champion have said we've done an investigation. Anyone don't go to the guards yet? No.
Now the guards have caught a wind of it.
You're joking.
And they're going, what's going on here?
So
what's
someone was sitting above in the guard station there at the end of Chapel Street, reading the paper and going, Jesus Christ, Seamus, did you hear this?
Yeah.
We must get involved in this. How did we miss this one? That's what it is, like.
How did this slip past us?
How the fuck did this slip through the fingers, lads?
Just lads, we're going to have to sack a few heads. Right. Heads will roll for this one.
And our own investigation is only going to be built on the article. We're going to go to the champion and we're going to ask them to tell us what happened.
Look at the photos of that pitch. It's destroyed.
The pitch is in shit, lads. Look at the track marks on the pitch. It's in shit.
Yeah.
He drove through Giva.
And then
he drove through Giva's pitch. He tore the shit out of it.
Now, I'd say one of the lads, Brendan, we'll call him Brendan. He's a young guard.
Yeah, he is a young guard.
That works up in the guard station. He's looking at this and the lads are getting on a fluster going, we'll have to go down and question this gentleman.
Let's question Ray.
Brendan, young gentleman guard from Tuam. He's up from Tuam.
Is he?
First posting. Brendan says, lads, there's no picture of him digging up the pitch though.
Yeah.
And there's no picture of him drink driving. So we're just going off the word of the lad that wrote the article in the Champion.
Yeah, but they say, but that lad said it, so it must be true. Don't we believe the media? Aren't we supposed to believe the media?
At this point, I'm gone from the job. I've had to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
you know what happens then, Ray, to make it work? So you move somewhere else. Ray lives in Letterkenny, lads. I hope you're happy, okay?
That's the end of the podcast.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the end of it. Ray's living in Letterkenny.
But I never went near. What would I be doing digging up a pitch?
But you know what happens after that, though? Yeah, you didn't dig up the pitch.
I didn't. It
wasn't you at all.
I have a great love for inanimate objects, and a pitch would be one of them.
And really a big love for Giva. Ray loves Giva.
Why are you going on about Giva? Are we not Mayo? You said it was a Mayo pitch.
I thought I said it was a Sligo pitch, did I?
No, you said Mayo pitch. I think you're geographically wrong.
Ray absolutely loves Bohola.
Thank you. The local football team of Bohola is?
Bohola United
FC
J Club.
J.
Bohola Ajax
Inter Bohola.
Inter Bohola J Club. It's Inter Bohola J.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, so Ray, it's big news now because not only the champion exposed us.
Everybody's talking about it.
And now the Independent got us.
Yeah.
Right?
The Star. I'm on front of the Sunday World.
Sunday World, Crime World podcast.
My mother sitting at home for Sunday reading about her poor son digging up pitches in Bohola.
And she's on Spotify and Nicola Talent is saying, this scumbag from digging up the pitch below in Bohola. Right? And then do you know what happens? It's huge news. Your reputation is tarnished. You have to live in Letterkenny, God forbid.
Yeah.
And then after that, 2 years later, after the actual judicial process is done and the guards have done an investigation, they find you not guilty.
Yeah.
Right? But are RT
just like Kevin Spacey.
But are RT talking about it though?
No.
No, they're not. Because the story's done. You know what I mean? But you're still tarnished.
Yeah.
You know? So this is why.
Didn't that happen to Cliff Richard as well? Wasn't there something about Cliff Richard?
I don't know, man.
I think he had a similar
trial
by Sligo champion.
See, the problem with the 70s is there were so many diddlers. There were so many diddlers in the 70s
Cliff
and 80s.
wasn't one of them.
But it's
he was a good guy.
Ray, if you would spat, and a lot of them did, if you would spat in the 70s
he was just,
into showbiz.
He was just guilty of being old and from the 70s.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. If you threw a stone into a room in the showbiz 70s, man, you were going to hit a diddler. You know? There was just so many of them, and they couldn't keep their hands to themselves, man.
Anyway, I think that sums it up
that's
nicely.
the problem with Russell's brand, and his brand is under pressure now, is that he's coming out now saying, I definitely didn't do it. They're going to run the whole process. The documentary is going to go out. And whether he's guilty or not. Now? Or maybe it is out. I don't know.
I think it was out because I seen a lady on GB News. Is there a thing called GB News?
Yeah, don't listen to that now.
No, well, one lady was defending him and another gentleman was shouting at her.
Yeah, so GB News would be very much of the opinion that don't you dare be cancelling people, and even if they're, they'd be very much like, but Trump's the best of all of them in a weird way.
Right.
That's what they'd be doing.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, we all live in the middle. But what I'm saying, so here's the thing, Russell Brand he could be guilty.
Could be.
He could be.
And if it is travesty, go to the guards. Someone go to the guards.
Well, maybe not the guards, because if you go to the guards about Russell Brand, they'll be like,
a jurisdictional issue.
What? Like, don't.
Can I get this Mr. Brand's address?
Yeah, please don't call into Ballymote guard station saying I want to make a complaint about Russell Brand.
Unless it's something, Mr. Brand, you met him maybe on a night out in Ballymote and something happened in Ballymote. Then go into the guards in Ballymote and said, a lad came in here, he stayed 3 nights in the local hotel.
And he offered me tokens as well to not say anything.
He paid me off in tokens.
Paid me off in Ballymote
and now they've
money.
run out because I've spent them on all the white hag.
He said, how many tokens is if you'd shut up?
Yeah.
Give me 12.
12 tokens.
12 tokens.
For anyone that's new to the podcast, that's an old reference. Go back and listen to
it's about 3 episodes.
3 episodes back.
Yeah.
Start at the start.
So what we're saying is, we're not saying, oh, cancel culture is terrible, you guys. Well, it is. Like, you just bring us, let's see what happens here. Let's run its course,
Yeah.
And, if he did it, then he's an absolute scumbag. That's what I'd say. You know, and I don't use that word lightly.
Some crack if Russell decided to throw himself off a building now.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Do you know?
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, if Russell took this bad,
That's
oh
insane.
God, I'm ruined. 12 stories, boom.
Yeah. And it's not true.
But yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But we're not saying it's not true, though. It could be true. But yeah, like it's this trial by public, you know what I mean? The trial by public is terrible. And media nowadays, they kind of get away with it, like. Do you know what I mean? Like during COVID-19, right? If I put up, not too sure about these fucking vaccines, which I am vaccinated, by the way, like they'd be on me straight away. You can't say that, like, but the media can put up whatever they want.
He was actually at the time a voice against the old vaccines, in fairness to him.
Well, that's apparently they're like, oh, well, they're always out to get him, like, But just so you know, I am vaccinated. I'm not an anti-vaxxer because people go, oh, I heard Kendy wouldn't get the vaccination, man. But what I'm saying is, like, it's very quick to tell you can't be saying that kind of stuff, but the media are allowed to say whatever the hell they want, like, and they scared the shit out of us during COVID, and no one is holding them up. You know?
They they didn't.
But that's why people are turning away from the likes of the RTEs and all that kind of crack rate. And they're turning away from the CNNs and the Foxes and all that because they're saying, let's listen to people. This is bullshit.
Brad Kirk came out today and said, we made a mistake back in Christmas 2020. We shouldn't have let you get together for those few weeks.
Oh, sorry about that, Leo. No. Yeah, you stupid.
Said things...
Why is he piping back? Oh, you made the mistake, is it, of letting us live our lives? Are we not over this now? Like,
can I ask you a question? In the last 2 minutes, did you notice? You know the way you do this a lot.
I get vexed. I know, but you're vexing me though.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to vex you. Yeah. But in the last 2 minutes, did you notice anything happen in my face? You kind of go, "Oh, Ray." Did you observe anything in my face as you were talking there the last 2 minutes?
I kind of look at you quite dead lately, Ray, to be honest.
Right, okay. Well, when I gave the really off the ball example about throwing himself off the building, right? Yeah. I remembered a story I wanted to tell you.
Oh, go on, yeah.
And then I was pure excited, and I was all dying to tell you.
And then I talked for 2 minutes.
Would you talk? But I thought you were aware from the look on my face, the big happy child about to get candy type. Do you know? No. Wasn't.
I should look at you more kind of intently.
I thought there was more of a telepathic. No, okay.
I look straight through you most of the time now, Ray, to be honest.
Really quick, I'll tell you the story of Robert Opus.
Right,
Robert Opus.
Oh, Opus is quick now. Opus
is quick, yeah. This is now, I seen this in the TikTok, fair play. Do you know the way TikToks do these little kind of very strange cases in the judicial cases?
I'm now going to tell you the story about the Willy Wonka killer.
Exactly, the Willy Wonka.
This is the man who he murdered my chocolate.
The backfield killer.
Yeah, the weird shit like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the creeper in a hedge killer, ladies and gentlemen.
The mangled badger killer.
I love those stories.
Here we are.
I love those true
Robert
crime
Opus,
things.
Anyway, decided to finish himself off, so he did.
The dirty pervert.
He decided to unalive himself.
Oh, sorry.
So,
don't set me up like that by saying he finished himself off. I'm so sorry.
He was finishing his life off. So he decided to throw himself off a building. Threw himself off the building. He went through with it, right? As he was falling, he was shot in the head, right? And then he hit a safety net that builders had erected that he was unaware of.
So this isn't true then?
This is true.
It's not true. There's no way he got shot in the head.
I'll tell you now what happened. Right?
I can't wait for this.
Really strange. Robert Opus, anyway, he fell off the building, or he threw himself off the building. He got shot in the head on the way down and landed in the safety net, and the builders found him and pulled him out, and he was dead. And they were going, Jesus, the poor fella, right? So the guards obviously, it should have been the local paper investigated it for 4 years. No, they didn't. The guards got in, right? The guards got in and they started looking at this. And the story comes from one of them coroner lads, you know, the forensic scientist boys?
Oh, yeah.
So they got him in anyway to look at him. And they
bring him in here and have a look at him.
Bring him in and have a look at him. Yeah. So they did the autopsy, and they found that he didn't die from the fall, which they thought he had died from the fall. They found that he had died from a bullet to the head. Okay. Right? They took the bullet out and said, "We're going to have to figure out where this came from because this is all kinds of strange."
Can I just say,
yes,
a gun.
It was a gun. Yes,
Lovely.
You're right.
Thank
that
you.
was where the guards anyway went up the building and they knocked door to door, and they found an elderly gentleman and his wife. Right, and they questioned them, and lo and behold, there was an incident happening just as Mr. Opus had thrown himself off the building. The elderly gentleman, when he was arguing with his wife, always liked to take the shotgun out of the press and threaten her with it.
But sure, who doesn't, Ray?
So if things weren't going his way...
It's only old play for old fun. She's fine. She's fine. She's only old bit of old foreplay.
The thing about it is, this gentleman...
Hang on, they fucking take out the double barrel.
The double barrel.
It
was a single barrel
Don't
shotgun.
you get cheeky with me now, Eileen. I'll take out the double barrel, huh? And she's going, will you stop? Will you? He's always at this. He's always putting ice. Sometimes he puts it in my mouth.
Yeah, so he'd always be threatening her anyway with the shotgun.
Great crap.
And on this occasion, now, it would never be loaded. So on this occasion, he pulled the trigger to threaten her, right? He wasn't necessarily aiming at her, but lo and behold, the gun went off. And a bullet flew out the window. He missed her completely.
No.
Right? Because he was only having the crack with her.
Didn't happen.
And the bullet went out the window. And just as the bullet went out the window, Mr. Opus's head came down and got in the way of the bullet.
That's not true.
That is true. Right? So now, all of a sudden, this elderly gentleman is up for what you call a manslaughter charge. Because technically, he killed him. Because if Mr. Opus had been let fall into the safety net, which Mr. Opus didn't know was there, he would have been alive. So this elderly gentleman, we'll call him Jimmy.
Jimmy and Eileen.
Jimmy and Eileen, right? So Jimmy, anyway, ended up now he's been charged with a manslaughter. So now they have to try and figure out, well, Jesus, what's going on here? So they question him. And he says, I never load that gun, right? A witness comes forward and said, the witness says that I seen the son, so Jimmy and Eileen's son, right?
Yeah.
I seen him load it
What's
6
his
weeks
name?
ago.
Nathan.
I'll tell you now in a minute.
Nathan.
So, no, it's not Nathan, no. Anyway, so he was seen loading the gun 6 weeks earlier. The reason they then figured out why he might have loaded the gun was because Eileen cut him out of the will.
What?
They cut him out of the will.
What did he do?
They cut off all the payments they were giving him.
He must have only got about 90 points at the leaving, sir.
They were helping him out big style. She cut him out of the will. I think Eileen was the second wife. I don't think he was his actual mother.
I was going to say,
so you can see here there'll be a bit
there's an awful sniff of a stepmother off this Eileen woman. She sounds like a bitch, Ray, if I'm being honest.
So
she sounds like an awful bitch.
The son was cut out anyway, and the son, wanting to get back, knew that the owl lad would always threaten her with the gun, so he loaded the gun with a bullet, hoping that the owl lad would shoot the stepmother. Right?
What film is this?
You ready now?
What film is this, Ray?
So this is what happened. So anyway, so that's what happened. Jimmy took out the shotgun that day and shot. Now, wait till you hear. The son was Robert Opus. Robert threw himself off the building because he said, I've tried to get the stepmother killed and it's just not happening and I'm running out of money and I'm done with the world. So in an ironic twist of fate, it was the son that actually loaded the shotgun.
So did he commit suicide?
Technically,
he still committed suicide.
No, technically, yes, he killed himself. Yeah, he killed himself. He murdered himself.
That's...
It wasn't Opus's... What? That wasn't good. It wasn't Opus's day. Opus Day. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the old religious reference there.
I still don't get it.
You do get it. Robert, anyway. So 6 weeks earlier...
Shut up, Brendan. Let me get my head around this, Brendan.
6 weeks earlier, Robert was in the house. He was tick with Eileen over, cutting him out of the will.
I do guess it,
Stuck the bullet in Jimmy's gun.
Yeah.
With the hope...
There's no way that's true, though.
And that is true.
Because that is the
randomest story.
The most coincidence in the history of the world ever.
Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
It can't be true. What's his name again?
Robert Opus. You can look it up.
And can I go see it in the cinema?
No, it's not a film yet.
It's on Netflix.
Be a short film.
That is absolutely bonkers if that's true.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And so what did Eileen end up... Did they end up living happily ever after?
Oh, they did, yeah. They learned a lot about Robert that day.
So what happens?
Is it real? It is real. Brendan has looked it up. It's a fictional murder case. What?
It's a fictional murder case reported as it. That's the twist. Brendan, this is like the 7 cents.
Why do you ruin the podcast all the time?
I'm the researcher.
No, I didn't want research. I wanted everybody to feel it was... We're cutting that out. We're cutting that out. It was a very true story, Mark.
I said it at the start of this, Ray.
Yeah.
Eileen's a bitch.
Yeah.
I just knew it was in my heart and soul when you started on about her. I said there's something iffy about this woman.
You want to talk to me about... the gig you played at the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I do. I don't want to talk to you, but I tried to confide in you as a friend.
Oh, that was what it was it?
And then you were like, no, leave this to the podcast.
I didn't mean you to... No, I don't want you to tell me in the podcast.
Doesn't matter anyway. You know those weekends where nothing goes right for you at all in the world?
Yeah, I do.
So, I had this weekend on a Friday a wedding ceremony where you have to learn a couple of hymns and a couple of songs for a beautiful wedding couple.
Lovely. Along
with the lovely Claire Igo, who is singing with me.
Yes.
I had it on Friday.
Yeah.
Outside Sligo, about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Out towards Father Larry was doing the ceremony as well.
Was she?
She.
The way things are going now.
I'll tell you
was he?
Yeah, Father Larry, he heard.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It was Father Larry?
Father Larry was doing the ceremony. It was out his jurisdiction.
And was the book there that normally drops him down?
No, I was waiting for him to come in, but he wasn't there at all. It wasn't the same church, though. He was like within...
Father Larry doing an away mass.
He was doing the away mass, yeah. He had the second kit on. He had the away kit on.
That makes so much sense.
It's white, the black collar.
Yeah.
With the white with the black. It's a lovely kit now. You can get that.
And the home will be white with the green.
Yeah. Elveries. You can get that Elveries.ie.
Imagine if there was an
Father Larry's away kit.
Imagine if there was an Elveries for priests. I actually seen Alan Clark put up a picture there, fair play to Alan, of him dressed as a cardinal and another man did. That's such a marvellous... I'd love to dress like a cardinal and tip around the town.
You should have become a cardinal. You can't do that after you get married, lovey.
Can you not?
No, you can't become a cardinal. Sure, you can't be writing that.
It was fine with Bishop Brennan.
That'd be a cardinal still, Brendan said. Brendan, shut up. We're trying to do a podcast, Brendan.
Trying to come in with all the jokes.
What's he talking about? Shut. Okay.
Were you off on the Friday night?
Oh, yeah. No, so I was off on the Friday night then.
Did you watch the Late Late?
I did. We'll get to Late Late
okay,
in a
come
minute.
Back to Late Late.
I'm trying to go find the friend. You won't listen to me. No, I'll tell you what happened.
Thanks.
Wednesday, I did a gig blowing Maeve's. Have you seen Maeve's yet? What a fucking spot. Jesus Christ, what a spot.
It's fast becoming one of the best pubs in the town.
It is the best pub in the town.
Right, you could say that.
I would say it. It's the only thing I'd say. Top two.
That was a lovely setup for the marketing purposes, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah,
it's top
like
two.
That.
What's the other one? I'm trying to think. Oh, Anderson's. I really like Anderson's.
It's good. There's
gigging in Maeve's Wednesday night, and I felt a little tingle in my gum.
Right.
And I said, oh, there's a pinch. pinching that now.
Yeah. It wasn't a girl shifting you now, was it?
It wasn't any. I didn't get glandular fever. Remember, it used to be, that was the big thing. Oh, you're bad. You're bad. Geez, Derek got glandular fever. It was like, he was shifting the head off everybody.
Really?
Yeah, that was always the big thing.
Oh, where was the big thing?
You'd be calling me, but you wanted to know who she got glandular fever because you were shifting everybody.
Is this in Castlereagh?
Yeah, Castlereagh. We didn't, science hadn't got to us yet. We didn't realise. We thought you only got it from shifting loads of people.
Oh, that you actually catch something.
Your wad was in Ballygar, just go shifted 10 people and she got glandular fever.
Right.
Isn't that a thing, Brendan?
Is that
Google
a sexually transmitted infection?
No, I think it's just a throat infection.
Just throat infection.
But we used to think that you get it from Well, maybe you do get it from shifting, but not from shifting 10 people in Ballygar Hall. Anyway, what was I talking about? Listen to me.
You were talking about the fact that
Friday.
Wednesday night you had a tingle.
I get a call then from Cahill's Mulhern.
Yeah.
To say, Kendy, I'm stuck. I've rang every bass player in my diary. You're the last one I'm on to. Please tell me.
He didn't ring me.
You were definitely the last one.
That's what makes me sad.
Yeah, after me, he would have stooped as low as you, Ray.
Yeah,
but
that's where I am now on the rung of bass players. I'm literally the last person. Yeah, I'm the last man back.
Yeah, but I'm fucking only just above you, Ray. Don't be worried about it, okay? True. We're down here, man. We're the... Anyway, so he rings and he says, Kendy, I'm stuck Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm around, Cahill. I'll do Saturday night for you. It's in Dublin.
Leave with me.
No, I didn't even say leave with me. I said I'll do it.
Yeah.
I said, the only thing I will say to Carl is I haven't a huge amount of time to learn the set.
Mm-hmm.
I said I have a wedding ceremony Friday and Saturday.
Wow.
And I'm learning for them, but I said I will get to your set. Like,
you're hungry.
You know what I mean? Oh, very hungry boy, Ray. I want to get on this old house train that you're on, Ray. Sounds wonderful. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. Like, so anyway, felt the train on Wednesday, and then on Thursday I said to Nicola, this is the night now. I get Claire's set done for tomorrow.
Yes.
And I get a bit of Cahill set done tonight.
Yeah.
And then Friday evening I'm off. I get to do all of Cahill's stuff. Make sure I'm right there ready to go.
Yeah.
8 o'clock Thursday evening. Ali's down to bed. I say, let's hit it big sexy. I got a pain in my gum that is, I mean, not to shit all over women, because you shouldn't do that anyway, unless you're like, that's what they're into.
Yeah.
It must have been worse than childbirth.
Go away.
I was crying.
Tears of the pain.
Tears.
Right.
And
what did you have?
I had napsis. I knew it was napsis straight away.
Shocking.
I knew it straight away.
Yeah.
I was up all night. Don't tell anyone this. Don't do this, guys. I took, I think, 14 Panadol in about 10 hours.
You nearly overdosed.
Yeah, no, Nicola was saying to me, Mark, please stop taking. Nothing would work.
The abscess was soon becoming not the problem. It was the overdose of Panadol.
Yeah, I was actually out of it.
Right.
I walked around the town looking for more. No, and then I was taking Solpagen on top of that.
Oh my God.
No, Ray, I couldn't get rid of the pain. It was the worst. I would have done anything to get rid of the pain.
If I had knocked you out,
I would have loved it.
Could I have come over and hit you so hard that you knocked it?
I just don't think you're capable of that.
True.
I would have done it, but I think I would have been like, oh shit, I think a fly hit me in the jaw. So I eventually at about 3:30 Nicola fell asleep, and I just walked around the kitchen for hours with water in my mouth.
Jesus.
Just to get away from some of the pain. Like,
yeah.
I had a wedding ceremony that morning, then I'd leave at 9:30, like, So eventually I think I fell asleep on the couch downstairs, and the pain was kind of going. But I booked into the dentist. I said, once the ceremony's done, I'm going straight to the dentist.
Yeah.
So did the ceremony, somehow got through it, went to the dentist, and I said, something wrong here.
But of course, your teeth would be very well kept, wouldn't they?
No, I have neglected my teeth for far too long. Something happened when I was a kid.
I wouldn't say you're the first person to say that now.
No, loads of people. But that's obviously the source of embarrassment, though. But anyway, I know what happened. I had a tooth that was out of line years ago. Like, as in, I had to have a right talk with it.
I knew the way you said that. I had a tooth very out of line.
Yeah, I was out of line one day. I said, you can't say that now. Don't be talking about me like that. I said, you're out of line there now.
Yeah.
No, I was out of line and it broke off like years ago.
Right.
And I was like, it'll be fine.
Grand.
The root is still in my gum.
Oh.
And it got infected.
Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing. I can't believe I'm even talking about it.
No, but you're so brave to be bringing up such important topics on the podcast.
Seriously, though?
Yeah. You're going to help so many people.
Yeah, go to the dentist.
There'll be people emailing us and messaging us for days after this.
Because sometimes I felt like I was hovering above myself, just watching myself be brave.
That's totally understandable.
I felt like I was sitting on the roof of my house.
Yeah.
Watching
the big brave head in you.
Like Santa.
Yeah.
I nearly came down the chimney looking at myself. Right?
It gave me an awful image of my head.
I nearly came right down
the chimney. Oh my God, you up on top of the chimney.
Stop, you dirty, rotten pervert.
Oh, stop. That's an awful image. Anyway, I wouldn't say the neighbours would appreciate that.
Don't.
Go on.
We share the same chimney. Stop. So, I get that done. He gives me. I didn't tell him I took so many painkillers because I knew he wouldn't give me anything then.
Yeah,
I knew he'd be like,
you're irresponsible.
Yeah, he'd be like, you've overdosed. I'm not giving you painkillers. Like, So he did anyway. He gave me these painkillers. You only take one of them every 8 hours.
You took 6.
I took 12 straight. No, I didn't. I stuck to his plan. He said to me, I promise you, just give this an hour, it'll go. The pain will go.
And it did.
And he gave me antibiotics as well. And he said, come back in once the infection's gone. We'll rip that root out. Yeah. He said, it'll only take a half an hour. Don't worry. We'll just rip it out. Anyway, took the painkiller and the antibiotics. And I was like, oh my God. I had a new lease on life. I was like, it's gone. I can't explain the pain. People who have had abscess will know the pain. You'll do anything.
Do you feel now that you've a new appreciation for living?
That's what happens.
Yeah.
But then I said that to a friend of mine. I think I said it to Tabby. Tabby was like, yeah, that'll go after 2 weeks, man. And it does, like, because you forget, like, the misery. You forget the misery that was there. So, that was Friday. And I said, I'm locked and loaded now. I have to go to Abbeynockmoy tomorrow. Brendan, can I do a podcast, please? What is wrong with this fella?
I don't know. He's playing videos now. He must be getting
ever since he got the council job.
Yeah, his head isn't in it.
He's a civil servant now all of a sudden.
Yeah. You work for the council? No. What do you work for? A secret agency. Sligo Bid.
He works for MI5. I work for the people of Sligo. He works for the people of Sligo, me arse bed. Shut off your phone, man. Can I do a podcast, Brendan? What was I saying?
You were saying that you were all better.
Yeah, I said that's
life.
it now. I said I'm going to get Ali James Kendy down to bed at 8 o'clock and I'm going to hammer into tomorrow's ceremony and Cahill's set.
Yeah.
To which I tried.
Yeah.
I finished that morning then at 3 o'clock trying to learn everything and then to drive to Abbeynockmoy in Galway at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Jesus Christ, what a life.
Drove to Abbeynockmoy, delighted. We got through that ceremony. It was brilliant. And then I said, okay, I'm just going to drive to Dublin.
You're feeling all right now at this point?
I'm feeling all right, but I rang Nicola on the way down.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, no, because she'd put you into a bag of
bad humour.
She brought the toothache back on through the phone.
Did she?
I was like, Jesus.
Just the nagging.
The misery. Yeah,
the dragging out of you.
Aching.
The negativity.
She was aching at me, Ray. Yeah, anyway, on the way down, I said to her, I've no pain. I said, but I don't know if it's the lack of sleep or the
drugs.
The antibiotics and the drugs and the painkillers. I said, but I'm awful shaky.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel grand, but I'm like really jittery.
You probably should have done the gig. You should have rang me and I'd have gone down and done a play of blinder.
He would have probably just recorded bass tracks, I'd say.
And you wouldn't have got me.
I doubt it. You wouldn't have been gig ready.
Jenny could have probably played the bass in the left hand.
Yeah, Jenny wouldn't have been too hasty, man. She would have been straight onto it.
Yeah, it's good.
You're not gig ready, Ray.
Right.
You're not gig fit, lovey.
No.
Anyway, I went down. I was so all over the place. This is pretty much a public apology, by the way.
The 65 people that did that gig.
The 65 are Ireland's top #1 premier unopposed wedding band.
You've elevated them.
No, they are. They're the best band in the country.
That means Guerrilla Radio is now #2.
So Guerrilla Radio.
That puts Brian McDermott and the Brian McDermott band down to 3.
Yeah,
and Hot Fuss in at 4.
4 coming in at 4. Oh, unreal, isn't it? That'll all change next week when I'm talking about a different one. So I had to apologise to them because you know what the great thing is? They're so nice. After the gig, I was like, I can only apologise.
Yeah, they were nice to you.
It was the worst gig I've done in 10 years.
I got an 8-minute voice note off Cahill after.
Can I hear? Do you want to play it live?
No.
You can't.
I couldn't play what he said about
it's
you.
It's defamatory, whatever they call it.
It's defamatory. He'd be legally...
He would be like Russell Brand.
Yeah.
You can't put it out.
Yeah.
He actually verbally assaulted me.
He verbally assaulted you.
Yeah, and I'm going to put up your own documentary. No, but I wouldn't be surprised. I was like, I don't even want to say. That's the worst I've ever played on.
Well, I'm delighted. Ever. Maybe I might get a call next time then, so.
It might have been so bad that you will.
Yes!
Now, imagine it's that bad, lads.
I could do it with a few pound too.
But the thing is, I'm not in pain anymore. Thank the Lord above and everything that if there is one there. But I have to go back in and get this root pulled out. To get the root pulled out myself.
You'll be fine.
And all I'd say to you is go to
the dentist.
I know it's 70 quid.
But go to the dentist.
Do it. Yeah.
Go.
Go now, actually. I'll wait for you.
Go. Yeah.
Did you go? Perfect. Okay. We got everyone to go. Yeah. So I had a nightmare of a weekend.
But did you not watch the late?
Oh, man.
You did you?
I did.
But you were
I watched it while I was learning songs.
Out of it with the pain.
Out of it. I turned it up and down. The one thing I will say is, okay, first of all,
where were we?
We made Alan Clark's career. We made Eric Roberts' career. Look where he's gone. We made Chase and Tabby's career because they ended up on the Late Late Show.
Yeah.
And the other thing is as well, why is every podcaster in the country on the Late Late on the opening
night?
Us. Except for us two flutes.
They had every podcast in the country.
They had Larissa's Blues.
They had, yeah.
She nearly blew us.
With her friends Tommy and Hector.
Yeah. Other podcasters. They had Johnny.
The real two Johnnies.
And they had Johnny.
Yeah.
They had a pair of Johnnies up there as well. They were on it as well. And then they had Chase and Abby. We launched their career.
You did.
And we're the only ones being left behind then
I felt very left out.
Really left out. I was looking up going, and like I'm pretty sure our listenership is the same. I haven't looked at the numbers.
Yeah. Now maybe we're just more trendy.
Like a wee
and
bit
maybe it's not. We're not. We're too trendy. We're too cool to be on the late.
We're not straight down the line.
We haven't sold our souls yet.
No, like so. What's our thing?
Well,
Crime Watch or something.
We're on the We'll have to set out at some point to get in the late show.
So what do we have to do? JA and Pints?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. So ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the JA and Pints podcast. Did you ever like drink a pint one time before or after a match, like straight after a match? I remember one time, Ray, you won't believe this, man. It was great crack. It was great crack. It was right before Junior C game, Ray. I went down into the pub. I drank 3 pints of porter like that. Down. I went out there to play the match. I scored 1-6 from play. And I was like that. I was smoking a fag.
Hold on now, Kendy. You're going to have to incorporate a small bit of walking through a fairy fort or something as well.
Why? How
if you want to get 2 aspects. If you want to get the Tommy and Hector.
Oh, yeah.
You need to...
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. See?
So, yeah. I'll tell you what. And then the other time as well, then, I met a load of boys in Moldova. And there's a great Irish culture inside Moldova as well. I met all the boys there and they integrate. You don't know what the Irish people have done around this world. We travel better than anyone.
Are we doing this now? Do we need to do any of this? Because we don't want to be in the late.
No. Well, we're very naive thinking that it just J and Pints will get us somewhere, but I just want to try it.
That's enough.
No, it's not as well. I'll tell you one time as well, then another time, I was down in Kerry for the All-Ireland final. I was down in Paddy O'Shea's, I was wearing a JA jersey, and they said, fair play to you.
What did you make of Patrick Keelty?
I drank pints. I thought he was unreal. I thought he was very ropey at the start. The worst thing they'd done with the Late Late Show was put 3 guests in front of him straight away. Yeah. It was far too much to be doing.
Did you find that he was taller than everybody else? His chair was really high and everybody else's chair was really small.
But he talks down to you, see. That's what they do when they're from the north.
Right.
They do. They talk down to you from up there.
I really enjoyed the whole crack with the pub. Every time he said Dundrum, they all took a drink.
Yeah, but he made a balls of it though. Did you notice he said it once by mistake and then had to pretend that he didn't say it? I thought Patrick Keelty was unreal, by the way. I thought he was brilliant. I think he's the perfect host. I think the second you put Patrick Keelty in there, you realise that Tubridy has no real charismatic instinct at all with people. Do you know what I mean?
He's warmer.
Now, I thought Patrick Keelty struggled at the start. They shouldn't have put 3 people in front of him.
Yeah.
But he is far more... You realise that he's not just a fella there kind of going, now and tell me the story now. And this is something I can't relate to at all because I'm a multimillionaire bastard. I came from privilege and books. I read books. You can't even read. Right? He doesn't come from that.
Speaking of that, a previous person that used to host... I wanted to find some radio that interested me there during the week.
Best luck.
So I was driving to Ballina doing a bit of work.
Yeah.
And I went, first of all, I happened to cross Pat Kenny.
Right.
Pat Kenny is...
News talk in the morning.
Very educated man.
Yeah.
But Christ above, I don't get it.
No.
He's talking about things that I don't get.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a separation there, you see. There's a class separation there. And I don't know where Tubridy came from. Maybe he came from...
I think he's the school of Kenny.
Yeah, and I could be wrong. Tubridy might come out now because I know he listens. He could come out and say he might come out and say, no, I came from a middle class or a lower class background. Shut up. But he just seems like he came from going, well, actually, the first time I did read Orson Welles, I just thought that it was a little bit facetious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? And when he's there chatting to Irish people and Irish musicians, he's always kind of going, I'm going to tap me leg along to this lovely song because I don't know how to act around these people. And that's not to say he's not a good person, but I feel like Keelty is a little bit more us.
He's a bit more.
He's a little bit more. He's a little bit more sincere,
genuine.
A little bit, because he's kind of more what we are, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And I thought Mary McAleese fair plates were on. I thought she spoke well enough,
I only got the first 2 minutes of her.
I just thought she spoke quite well as well, and that was the first time that Lorena
she looks
Lewis,
completely different. She looks about 30 years younger than when she was in the
I didn't recognise her.
No, she's the hair done.
I said to Nicola, that woman had a perm my whole life. And now all of a sudden the bow-legged straight
her hair and that's it.
Didn't look anything
like
her.
a different woman.
I said, that's not Mary McAleese. That's someone. I genuinely thought it was someone else. I thought she was very good as well. It was the first time as well that Lorena Lewis said, Joe Brawley's my husband.
She did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she would always be hiding that,
Yeah. I don't know why she'd hide it. He's a lovely gentleman. Well, I
he'd
know.
Be controversial enough now.
I'm not enjoying him as much lately.
Go on.
I've been watching some of his TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't enjoyed
the Free Stay podcast.
Yes.
Or something he does.
Yeah, don't enjoy that.
Yeah, is it because he talks?
Fine, though.
I know why Ray doesn't enjoy it, Brendan. And Brendan, shut up as well. I know I'm addressing you, but don't talk to me, okay?
Well.
It's because does he go against the government a little bit?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so Ray hates that. We all know this, obviously, on the podcast. Don't you dare talk out about the establishment. Everyone shut up.
Speaking about talking...
Stick to the status quo.
Talking about the establishment, I left Pat Kenny and went to fucking Joe Duffy.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing, Ray. Joe Duffy Joe Duffy, lads, I know that there's always the joke that he loves misery, but like, Joe'll be on, right? I don't get it. So Joe'll be on and he'll be going, we're going to go to Margaret. She's in Kilmainham, ladies and gentlemen. Margaret, go on, what's your quarrel, Margaret?
It's what she giving out about.
Yeah, and it's Margaret then is going, I just have to tell you, Joe, I went down into the shop and they had no Turkish bars left, Joe. They didn't have any left.
Yeah.
And I said to the man, he was a fireman behind the counter. Now, God forgive me, Joe, he was a fireman. I said to him, have you no Turkish bars? And he said, excuse me, can you not just pick something else? I just thought,
the way he spoke to
we're
me.
giving him a job, like, in this country, Joe.
We put him in a house.
We're putting him in a house. And
he owes me.
He should have went out and at least had a look for a Turkish bar, Joe. Because my Pat loves a Turkish bar around 12:30 in the afternoon, you see.
Yeah.
And Pat was like a bull when I went back, you see. And he wasn't himself there. He didn't eat his dinner, Joe. And Joe then goes, we have a representative from Apple Green on now. And yeah, well, I'd just like to say to that woman, it's just that not always are the Turkish bars in stock in the shop, you know. And we're trying our best to give jobs to everybody. That gentleman is a Ukrainian gentleman. And God forgive me, Joe, now, but... You know, he wasn't wearing a Ukrainian. He should have been wearing a star, maybe. And maybe... if we're going to bring the Ukrainians in, maybe they should have a little armband on them when they come in.
Star a day
because I didn't know. Because sometimes it's hard to tell the Ukrainians from the West Africans. And that's just me, Joe, now. I'm only saying.
Then she cuts into telling Joe how much she loves him, and only for him they wouldn't have a spot to give out.
Can I just say to you, Joe, as well, that thanks a million for I listen to you every day, Joe. I love it now. And thanks for taking me call, Joe, because there's a lot of people around the country have a lot to say, Joe.
Yeah, and only for you.
Only for you, Joe. And he's going, lovely, but I'm going to absolutely rip the head off myself later on thinking about that. He's going, oh, Jesus, Maggie from Kilmainham.
But it's literally a radio show for people to complain.
A bag of misery.
It's a bag, but it's
a radio show
of complaints.
A bag of misery.
But it's
I was looking into the river, Joe. There's a traffic cone in the river. And I just think that the hooliganism around the town now is gone.
Not being tackled.
It's not being tackled. I think it's an orange, it's kind of an orangey yellow kind of one, Joe.
And we have a representative from the Garda Association there in the area.
We have identified the cone.
Yeah.
It's not one of ours, but we are going to give it back to its rightful owner. We're looking for the perpetrator. So if there is CCTV along the Garvogue River,
Council.
if there is one along, we're looking for the riverside all the way down to the Garvogue. If you have any kind of, you were around Thursday night.
But why does the country need? Should there not be some sort of
policy?
Because
we need a way to vent properly.
Now, this is where I'm struggling. It seems
you want everyone shut up.
No, it seems that there's a human condition there, right? That people like to vent, but they don't want you to fix it.
No.
This is now, and I've learned this from...
But you're about to get married, Ray. Do you not get what that means?
You know, I'm picking it up because I've 2 weeks now. I'm nearly... when this comes out, ittle be a week and a half.
Does Joe try and fix them?
No.
So why is he so popular?
Actually probably one of the most magical men in the world, because he's able to listen to people give out and not try and fix it.
So what does Joe do?
He validates their feelings.
He goes, you're joking.
Oh my God, I'm after actually realising why Joe's so popular.
You're getting married in 2 weeks,
Oh my God, he's literally doing what people want him to do.
Laura comes into you. You're the Joe Duffy in this situation.
Okay.
She comes in and says, you won't believe what fucking Eileen said at work.
What did she say?
It's the same Eileen as well, by the way, that shot the son. Yeah. You won't believe what Eileen said. And then I was in the Jacks, like, and she said, oh, Jesus, Laura, you know, your hair is too blonde, if I'm being, you know, and then you have to go, but why don't you bring that to HR? That's what you want to do.
That's what I want to say.
But you have to say, that's awful.
That's awful.
What a bitch.
Foul bitch.
That's what Joe does.
I'm struggling so badly to get into that mode.
You'll be divorced.
I know, and I have about a week and a half to do it.
You'll be divorced a week into it.
I have to figure this out.
When Nicola comes to me, and to be honest, Ray, it's all blah, 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 blah with her, okay?
Yeah.
It's all mindless owl. She's not an interesting say ever.
No.
But when she says it to me, I say, Jesus Christ, you're joking.
You're joking, yes. That's a good line, I might take that.
Nicola does not want me to go, why don't we try and get to the bottom of this? That's not why she's talking to you. You need to learn the Joe way. That's why Joe's been on the radio now
for as long as he has.
120 years.
I heard one of them interviews. Exactly how you put it. It was a lady, and she was giving out about the fact there's no cash in society anymore. The power went out, and I couldn't pay for the potatoes.
And there's only one ATM, you see.
Yeah.
There's only one.
And there was no power in the ATM
in Carlastrand, you see, and it's down the local shop. And I don't go in there unless I need eggs and bread or something, Joe. You know the way you might be going. Like, this is all misery, Ray. It's a bag of misery, but you have to be able to go, you're joking. Go on.
How are we for time?
That's awful.
Can I talk about a few bits?
Go on, talk about a few bits.
Okay. Speaking of women, have you heard about Kevin Costner's divorce?
No.
Right.
I did, Ray, I'm not going to lie. I don't know anything about his marriage.
Kevin Costner's married, I think, about 19 years.
To
a lovely lady.
Oh, right, okay.
Don't remember. We'll call her Helen.
Helen
and Kevin.
Yeah.
Right? Married 19 years. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, so it seems, she said, that's it, I'm done. Divorce, please.
Don't tell me there's money involved.
Huge money.
So if she had stayed with him for 20 years...
No, there was a prenup there, and basically the prenuptial agreement states that if she wants divorce, she has 30 days to leave the house.
Get packing, lovey.
Yeah, no, you want out, yeah, right? 30 days, TikTok.
Oh, I'd say he was hiding her keys and everything. I'd say, have you seen the keys to my Astra? Jesus, no.
No, I haven't. Yeah, so 30 days, but she's disputing the whole lot, and she is flat out. So there's also a stipulation in the prenuptial agreement that he will pay her $30,000 a month in child support. I believe to have 2 to 3 kids.
Okay,
right?
So, yeah, okay. Let me get on to this.
So 30
I think
grand.
I get £140 a month for Ali or something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Like, what constitutes that these people get 30 grand? Like, what? So according to the Irish government, it costs your little salary plus 100 quid or whatever to raise a child.
Yeah.
But then according to these other things, it doesn't. It costs 30,000.
So this is a 19-year-old prenuptial agreement. So obviously that's doubled since.
Yeah, more.
So himself, Kevin, offers, he says, cheers, I'll round it up to 68,000 a month for the children.
The civil servants on less.
She decides to go for something like 243,000 in child support every month.
So hang on a second now, like, what is this child do? Is this child driving a fucking Rolls Royce?
This was said in the court when she went in to try and convince the judge.
What does she eat? What's this child eating?
She tells the judge, she says, they've grown accustomed to a certain way of living.
Okay, so the Ryan Tubertys of the world. No, what I mean by that is
that's why I want €243,000.
So I agree to a certain extent with the idea that you only know your own circumstances.
Yeah.
So you can't expect someone to have sympathy when they're living a certain lifestyle. I've always said that. I said it about Micheál Martin and Liam Riker. How are they supposed to know what's going on in Sligo?
Yeah.
Like, how are they supposed to know that you can't get a house here? They will never have that problem.
That's true, yeah.
Never ever have that problem. And you can't blame them for that. Because why would they have that problem? They were smarter than me along the way.
And they've done very well for themselves.
And they've done very well for themselves. And they don't give a shit. I'm a piece of shit on the bottom of their shoe. So when it comes to these kids, she's like, I've been giving them caviar every day for that. Like, they're not going to want to eat chicken dippers.
They won't want to go to normal school.
They won't go to normal school. They're used to private school, private tutoring. They're used to a swimming pool, eggs Benedict by the pool.
Yeah.
That's what they've eaten every day, eggs Benedict by the pool.
And they need access to a pool.
They need access to a massive pool, because we're going to eat eggs Benedict then.
Exactly, yeah.
Talk to me, Mr. Judge.
Yeah. The judge anyway says, to be honest with you, anything over 63,000 is spousal support, which I believe in her case was plastic surgery. So
she was getting the tits done.
She's getting the tits done.
Big old pair of old fake out tits.
You mightn't even get the
big old pair of old double G old fake old tits.
No, it mightn't have been titties.
It was. She got a big old fake old hole.
No, it wasn't.
Look at the big fake hole there.
Well, obviously she's out of the marriage now, and commentators that I was looking at were kind of going, geez, that's fierce expensive for plastic surgery now, whatever she's trying to get done.
Yeah, where's she getting it done?
I don't know. The judge anyway then said, look, it's 63,000 is all you're getting a month. And he told her that she have to be out by a certain date out of the house.
So technically Kevin Costner won, I guess.
I think technically Kevin Costner won.
But 68,000 a month. What lifestyle is she living? Like, what plastic
surgery
surgery she get?
It's kids, because anything over 63,000 is not for children.
What plastic surgery are the kids getting then?
They're not getting. They're just going to school.
For £63,000?
Yeah, they get a bag and a pencil case. The pencil case.
I mean, how much are them banana pencil cases costing nowadays?
The pencil case is Dior, and it costs $1,200.
You know what I mean? Like, do you want a cheese string today now, or will I actually do up the full fucking 7-course meal for you every day? You know, like, this is how the other half live, Ray.
It is. I just found it fascinating.
It's how the other half live, but they will never. You know, like during COVID, everyone, like when all the famous people started putting out videos like, we're all in this together,
and we're not.
You know, and you're like, no, we're not though.
No,
we're fucking not all in this together, because I'm just scraping by trying to lobby the government to give musicians money. You're living in a mansion in LA, putting videos up on your phone talking about how we're not in it together.
No,
they don't know, and I don't begrudge anyone anything, because if I ever make it to the tippy top, I will be shite down on top of the peasants below me. You know, it's the way of the world.
When you make it to the tippy top, I want to ask you a question.
Go on.
How often?
I'll forget you. Yeah.
How often would you forget me?
If you're not up there with me, then yeah.
Right.
I can't be hanging around with bitches like you. Okay, go on.
how often, this is the thing that's going on at the moment, I'm really enjoying it. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Are you fucking... Why are you saying that to me?
This is a similar reaction as an English rugby player gave the same gentleman that asked him this. So, how often do you think, in a week, how often would you think about the Roman Empire?
In a week?
Yeah.
I can't go below 0. Why would I think about the Roman Empire? Are you asking me what I know about the Roman Empire?
No, as in how often...
I know that Julius Caesar, he came to power...
I'm not asking you what you know.
All of a sudden now we're all eating lettuce.
Because of Julius Caesar?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, isn't that where it came from?
Lettuce.
He said, build aqueducts. Isn't that a big thing in Rome? Aqueducts.
Yes.
Isn't it? I think that was where they used to shite and piss or something.
Yeah. No, they just get the water in.
He said, build modern roads.
Yeah.
Yellow brick road job.
Yeah, nice job.
And he said, put a little bit of dressing on a bit of fucking salad.
Okay.
And he said, that's my to the world.
So my question to you is, how often in a week would you think of the Roman Empire?
I don't. You're making me annoyed.
You don't.
Now.
Just, Brendan, how often? Never. That's really weird now, because it turns out a huge proportion of men in this world think about the Roman Empire on a regular basis, and some cases multiple times a day.
These men don't have kids.
No,
definitely not. Or jobs.
Okay, I would be one of those people.
Well, there you go.
I think about, and this only is a TikTok trend. It's come up on the TikTok.
Right.
Apparently, a lot of men, once the question was asked, a lot of men think of the Roman Empire a lot.
So what would you, when you're sitting down of a Wednesday, supposed to be working?
Yeah.
Pops into your head, what pops in?
Just everything they did. I mean, they did so much.
Good or bad?
Both.
Yeah.
But I mean, they pulled off some serious stunts now in the time they were around.
The one thing I will say, which was my favourite thing about the Roman Empire, is that they used to have a phrase, and I don't know what it is, but it used to be in, wasn't it Irish they spoke over there? Yeah, it used to be in Irish. No, it was, yeah. Gaeilge. And it translated literally to eat to puke and puke to eat.
What?
And the idea was that when they used to have a big old feast, right? You'd be talking lamb chops, pork chop, sausages,
pork belly.
They used to go down to Sherlock's
pulled pork
bakery. They used to go down to Sherlock's and get the fucking chicken, the whole lot down there.
Yeah.
And they'd ate and ate and ate and ate and ate until they got sick to make room to eat again. And the feast would be almost never ending.
Right.
So they'd eat so much that they puke it all up so that they can keep eating.
Oh, you said eat to puke.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said east to puke, and I thought it was a wind-related phrase.
What's east mean?
As in east, if you're puking, always puke to the east so that the wind doesn't blow back in your face.
Do you be listening to me at all?
I thought I was. Just your diction there wasn't tremendous.
Don't you talk about my diction, Ray. You think you have the authority to come in here and talk about my diction? I'll show you a bit of diction now in a second, Ray. I'll give you about 90 of diction.
We have to give a shout out to Alan King.
Alan King.
Alan King was, I think, one of the 3 people that voted for us in the Irish Podcast Awards.
That's brilliant. It's great to get the support.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Alan Clark got about 200,000.
It's not Alan's fault that obviously he was one of the 3. I think there was 1 or 2 others as well. Sorry, pardon me, I don't remember the names. I didn't write them down.
Okay.
But, geez, we should have pushed that a bit further. Wouldn't it be lovely to get a day out and maybe even be reckoned for an award? Again, same reason we're not in the late.
I don't want to... I feel bad calling these kind of things out, Ray, because they are what they are. But you know those awards that are like Wedding Band of the Year 2018, and it's like, well, we literally just like we applied and gave 60 quid to the firm, and then asked all of our followers to. No, I'm sorry, but like every wedding band won Wedding of the Year. Like
cutting close to the.
I'm not cutting close to anything. I'm just saying, but the wedding bands know that themselves. It's just to put it on your stamp.
They don't want to talk
it's the same thing with the podcast awards.
Oh, okay.
It is, Ray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we are the real winners of the podcast awards.
That's good.
And we don't need any sticker on our Facebook profile to say that we do. I know me and you.
We should put the sticker on our logo.
Let's make a sticker.
Just Irish Podcast Award winners.
Let's do it. Let's just do that then instead. And then we win. We didn't have to tell anyone to vote.
And that could work.
Load of shite.
Yeah.
It's like all these other awards. You know all these awards that go around and you're like, who's deciding this really? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are winning awards with 10,000 followers.
Speaking of awards, I can give a plug to the Garavogue.
Yeah.
Right? Which would be part of the Maeve's Anderson's
They won Wedding Band of the Year. No, they had, all you do is apply.
The Garavogue is starting a competition called Sligo's Got Talent.
That's right. Ask me, did I get asked to judge it?
Did you get asked to judge it?
I did.
And what did you say?
I said, no thank you.
Why is that?
I'll tell you why, Ray. Because there's nothing worse.
Because of the gig you did on Saturday night with Carl's Mulhern.
Yeah, well, that's fucking funnily enough part of it.
That'd disqualify you.
That's
from
the
doing
same.
anything.
No, it's the same idea though. They said to me, "Will you do it?" And I said, "There's nothing worse than a lovely singer being up on the stage, and then me judging them and them going." But you mean that bollocks that gigs around the town?
I don't think you could say anything bad about anybody.
I'd be full Simon Cowell. If a
Would
girl
you?
got up and started singing, I'd say you were born out of tune, lovey. No, but what I mean is they'd be looking going, are you telling me that the fella who can't sing at all in town is giving me a review like?
Okay.
You know what I mean? It'd be so stupid of me to start reviewing talents when I don't have any.
Well, it starts this Friday.
Does it? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah.
My lovely wife-to-be, Laura, is also judging it.
Laura, just let you know, lovey, they're going to be looking going, are you telling me that one that thinks she's an actress can tell me what to do?
She's well able to do it now, in fairness.
No, I wouldn't be so
seen her at the
confident.
auditions on Sunday, and I have to say I was very impressed with her.
So you saw her auditioning to be a judge?
No, I saw her doing the auditions.
Right.
She's very good, in fairness to her. She sound like she's
She
not
has a
saying
lot-
horrible things about people.
No, she should be.
Why?
Oh, so she's like the Sheryl Crow of the whole thing, is she? Or whatever it is.
Sheryl Cole.
Sheryl Cole.
Yeah.
So she putting on the accent going, I just thought that was lovely.
Yeah.
You know?
What does Sheryl Cole say again? It was
I don't know what she says, Ray, because all I can look at is her arse. Sorry now, lads, to be saying that, man. But when I was growing up in my teens, Sheryl Cole, sorry.
Yeah.
She was an absolute beauty. She got this leg tattoo all the way up to her cheek.
And you enjoyed that. Is that why you got the tattoo in your leg?
I was going to do the same thing, but
you did, like there's tattoos in your leg.
I realised you had to shave, apparently.
Yeah, true.
She was something else, man.
Well, if you want to see Sligo Sheryl Cole,
yeah,
that's
it's Laura.
It's this Friday, every Friday night in the Caravaggio.
For the next, how long?
For the next, I don't know, it could be months.
So the auditions are done and we know who's going to be on it.
Auditions are done and they know who the people know who's going to be on it.
Any magicians?
No.
Thank God.
No. There was a drag queen, I believe.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Did they get through?
Don't know.
They had to be dragged through the whole thing. So yeah. They had to be dragged to the audition.
Yeah. No, look, I have to say I heard some of them on Sunday and they're marvellous.
So make sure you can go in and watch it, obviously.
Yeah, it starts 9 o'clock every Friday night. If
Lovely.
you don't want to watch Patrick Keelty,
yeah. If it gets tiresome and you're a
Yeah.
big Ryan Tuberty supporter,
yeah.
go into the Garvogue at 9 o'clock every Friday and watch Ray's Laura do what we wouldn't, which was judge people who are better than us.
Yeah, fair play
You
to
know?
her.
Yeah.
Brendan's Bits.
Brandon's Bits. So it is.
Waste time, book one.
Women are happier being single, report finds. Here's why.
Okay, stop.
Right.
Then fuck off, then someone do it. Do you know? Do you hear me, women? Like, it's so this fucking world, Ray. You know what I mean now? Sorry now. But the audacity of these bitches, Harry Potter, and the audacity of these yokes, right?
It's a great film.
They fucking, like, a study finds you're actually happier without men. Like, here's the fucking thing, right? If I went around the town saying, do you know what? I'm actually just done with women. Like, all women are bastards. Like, everyone would be like, Kendy, fuck off. I'd be getting in big trouble, like.
You would.
But women can walk around the place saying, I'm actually just done with men, And, like, this study that shows, like, women are better, they think they're better off without men. Then I would say,
It's not women are...
go on ahead.
Oh, yeah, it is women are
Yeah.
happier being single.
Yeah, well then
and
fuck
we
off.
did the poll on the Instagram.
Go and be single.
Yeah,
What did the poll say?
The poll agreed. 52% of our listeners
Yeah.
agreed. The worst thing, Brendan, by the way, putting up polls like this is the fact that men can vote.
Yeah.
Do you know,
We should-
I've no doubt that gentlemen listeners decided for the crack, agree.
Yeah. Trying to get rid of their missus.
And the second of Brendan's bits,
Yeah.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, it's just as a plan to brighten up jails with inspiring quotes and photos.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put some inspiring quotes in jail. Like, what do you think happens then?
Live,
Right?
live, laugh, love.
No. Worse than that. Fucking live, laugh, love me arse. Right? Because if you have a serial killer sitting in there and he's arguing with somebody on the yard, fit to burst, the first thing he wants to see on the wall is go get him. You know?
Live your best life.
Don't wait for tomorrow. You know? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're right, actually. I'm going to make a shift tonight now. I'm going to absolutely level that fella. Like, why would you be... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't wait for tomorrow in front of a goddamn serial killer. Yeah, great idea, Brendan.
Yeah.
Inspirational quotes in the prison. Do you know what should be in the prison, right? Do not worry about the inspirational quotes. It should say, listen, just try and stay quiet till the end. Just
try and keep yourself.
Just get through it.
Yeah, get through it.
Keep to yourself.
Mind yourself.
Try a book.
Stay out of trouble.
Bit of education.
Bit of education, yeah.
Level 4, I think, is going on down the fucking cooking.
Try cooking.
Try cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. No fucking go get it,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ almighty.
Be careful. That's it now.
That's the crack
That's
anyway.
episode 216.
That is episode 216, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget patreon.com/Kendy Raybo podcast. Tickets are going to be up very, very soon for our next live show on the 2nd of November.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
during midterm. So
is.
most of you might be off and having the crack. So it's a Thursday night during midterm.
Yeah.
We will be announcing a special guest very soon.
I think for next year we're going to have to whip in the Saturday.
Yeah, because that one person asked us to do a Saturday.
Yeah.
The most rare reaction ever, that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. One person tells him to, and he's like, we better do it now. They're all on about
No,
it.
but in fairness, I feel sorry for people because, like, you can't be getting away from work and
but we can't keep everyone happy, like.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? If I try to keep everyone happy, Ray, I'd have to put about 10 Mickeys on the road.
Best luck to Alan Clark and his big live show at the TF this
That's
weekend.
right. I mean, what a guy. Like, again, we just shot him into the stratosphere. He did our live show, and all of a sudden, he's selling out the TF.
Sold out the TF.
He's selling out the TF.
Chasing Abby are on the Late.
Chasing Abby around the late.
Eric Roberts is on TV3.
He's on BBC, TV3, UTV, got a DVD. VHS.
I'm glad your face is feeling better.
Thank you so much for thinking about my face. Right. Fair play to Brendan flicking the keys clean off himself, and Ray, fair play to me.
And fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items and Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge.